Hello once again. Welcome to the Behind the Agent podcast with me, your host, Frank Array, and I'm here with a super cool dude, man, Mr. Trent Cady. That's right, Mr. Trent Cady. We're going to talk about Trent, what he's got going on, man. Very, very cool stuff. He's got a couple of pointers that he thinks are going to be very, very useful for you guys. But let's explore Trent Cady. Let's see what's behind the agent and what's going on. So let's get to the details first of all. Mr. Trent Cady, he's part of the Mike Cady Realty Group. He's been in the business for 5 years. That's not that long for someone to be in real estate. Right now, I know you were in loans a little bit before that. So you're a mortgage guy for, I think you said 4 years or something like that.
Yep. Yep.
And then you went to the dark side and went into real estate, right? And you've been in real estate for 5 years and having personal experience, very different worlds, right? I know that they're very different worlds. So 5 years as a full-time real estate agent in the San Diego and North County area, California. That's where you serve. Let's look at this, guys. Only 5 years selling real estate. He's already knocked out 33 transactions in the past 12 months. 33 on his own, right? Not team together, on his own, 33 in the past 12 months for a total of 40 million in volume. That's pretty epic. All right, Trent, we know the story here. We know how this podcast goes. Let's get right to it.
Let's do it. I'm looking forward to it.
What possessed you to get into real estate? What were you thinking?
So originally, I grew up here in San Diego, went to Torrey Pines, went to Boulder, Colorado for college. Came back to San Diego and as you might have heard, so I work for my father, Mike Cady. Our office is here in Del Mar, and him and I run a team here together. And now it's turned into more of a partnership than me working for him at this point. But it's been really fun and it's been a great place to learn. But originally I was super anti working with family. I was like, got out of college. I'm like, there's no chance I'm going to work with my parents. Don't want to do that at all. But I still wanted to be in San Diego and leverage what they had built. And I thought loans would be a great place to do that. It was the best place on the planet to learn the business and to kind of kickstart my career and to see deals differently. I can decipher really quickly if a buyer's for real or not. I mean, I can vet people at an open house pretty quickly and give them pointers that, I think there's a lot of agents that also do have a background in the mortgage industry, but
sure,
a lot of agents that don't know what's going on. So I think that gives me a really big leg up, especially on the buy side. Come to find out though, in San Diego, the price points are pretty high. And I was at a private bank that was focusing more on like FHA, VA loans. And that just wasn't my niche. I grew up here in San Diego and the price points are high. And I was losing a ton of business to Chase and Wells Fargo and private banking relationships at UBS.
Jumbo stuff.
Yeah. And so, it didn't fit my sphere. So I consciously made the decision to make a change. And I actually wanted to go into insurance. And I really liked
I'm going to give you that. Insurance.
Insurance. Okay. Yeah. I thought because of the reoccurring revenue, like this is such a transactional business.
I feel you. Yeah.
So, it's like that kind of gave me a little bit of, I don't know, safety. And I had some friends doing really well in it. But in the interim, my dad asked me to come over and try it out and ended up doing a deal within about 2 weeks of being on the team. And then I was just hooked.
Okay. So there you go. There's the origin story and plunging into the real estate side of things. Good stuff. So let's move on to, and it is cool you have the family in the business. Is your mom also part of the?
She runs our property management company.
Okay, so you guys got the whole thing going on. Any other siblings? Any other siblings in the business with you or no?
Two younger brothers, but neither of them. One's in the Navy and one just does his own thing up in LA.
Okay, I meant in the not with the business or anything like that.
No, it's just us three at the moment.
All right. Well, go Navy. I'm ex-Navy, 6 years, my friend. So
Thanks
good to go there.
Service.
You're welcome. You're welcome very much. Okay. So, all right. So now let's start getting to the business side of things. That's how you got into it, right? And you're right. I bet that the lending experience does help a lot, being able to sniff things out and understand what you're really working with on the buy side. So that's pretty cool to have that. Okay. So, all right. So tell me about the first deal. I'm just curious. You get into real estate and first deal you ever got, and friends, family, and coworkers don't count, right? The first, extracted a deal from the marketplace all on my own and closed it. Where'd you get it?
I guess, I'm trying to think because my first true deal, like I came into the business and I was hanging out, trying to figure out what the heck agents do on a daily basis, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, starting to figure out, okay, what's going on here? How do I get my first deal? And I built a lot of great connections through the title and escrow industries while I was doing loans. And
Got it. Yeah.
a friend of mine had a client who was setting up title and escrow on their own. Okay, so they were trying to do a deal without an agent, and they wanted to sell it directly to a buyer, set up title and escrow, whatever. They were looking into the whole process. And so I got a call and he said, hey, you might have, it was a heavy fixer. And my buddy said, hey, you might have somebody, you guys might want to buy this deal, or you might have somebody that wants to buy this deal. Like, you should go over there and talk to him. And all he did was give me the address, though. I went over there, knocked on his door, started talking to the guy, and was able to plug in a good buddy of mine who does flips here in San Diego. He bought the deal 60 days. I think we closed at 825. It was over up in Encinitas. And this was like right before COVID. And he turned around 60 days later. I got a listing for $1.2 million. And, it was off to the races from there. And then I was like, wow, it could be recurring,
Yeah, it's like this is working. I think I'm
Yeah.
onto something here. This is
Yeah,
happening. But so just to the thing that stands out to me is you got a call from a guy who said there might be a deal in this deal. The property's a fixer, right? From what I understand, right?
Yep.
Good luck. And you don't have any contact information. So you literally just drive to the property and knock on the door.
Yeah, I was just driving the neighborhood to see what it was like, and he was outside getting it all prepped up or fixed up, or trying to at the time, and I just pulled over and started talking to him.
Did you say, hey, my buddy told me about you kind of a
No,
thing?
I just said, hey, in the area, I pretended that I had a buyer, and
Yeah.
said that he was looking on these streets.
Yeah, man, I'm just in the area, just looking around. Yeah, I got a buyer, might be interested in something like this. Are you planning on selling, or what are you doing? Or is that what
Yeah,
you did?
pretty much, yeah. Said I
Dude,
had a
that's
buyer.
killer.
I said I didn't point it to him though. I said, hey, do you know any neighbors in the area that might be selling? And it just
Hmm.
naturally progressed.
Oh, you even did that. You did. Do you know
I
any
did.
neighbors that might be selling?
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
where I started.
classic. That's a classic move. That's a classic. Somebody taught us years ago, if you want to hire a particular person, you see this person, this is a great person. One of the best
Mhm.
ways to get that person is to go up to them and go, you know what, man, you're awesome. I love the way you work. Do you have any friends that are like you? We're hiring someone. I want to hire someone like you. I imagine you got friends that are a lot like you. You know what I mean? And they're always
Yeah,
like, well, what about me? But,
yeah,
I might be interested. Yeah. So
yeah. So
very cool
we
way to do that.
totally. It's just less. I don't know, less like salesy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're kind of laying it out there. It's
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's like,
Love it.
hey,
Getting it
nice and
worked.
mellow, no pressure. It's
No
like,
pressure.
maybe.
Dude, that's a killer. That's a killer first deal story. And so that parlayed into another deal, and those are pretty big deals. So that was kind of nice
Yeah,
to start the career that way. And
yeah,
you
it
got
was
that one
awesome.
relatively quickly after
Yeah, double ended it up front, and I sold it to my friend who does remodels, and so
yeah.
he remodeled it, and I got the relist. So yeah, it was a
Good for
great
you. Congratulations. I'm
first
giving you
deal.
a cheer on that one. That was a good That was awesome. All right, so that's how you got the first deal. Let's get to today. 33 deals in the past 12 months. Trent, where's it coming from? Where do they come? Where are these deals coming from? This is like 3 deals a
Yeah.
month. Let's call it 3 deals a month. Steady
Yep.
Eddie, 3 deals a month.
Mhm.
There's a lot of real estate agents in this country that would love 3 deals a month, right? Where are they coming from? You've only been doing it 5 years.
Yeah, so I'm finally getting to the point though, like 5 years, I know not that long, but long enough to where like my original deals I sold 5 years ago are now they're friends of mine that I put in a first time home buyer condo, and now they're married or having their first kid and they're looking to step up. So that's where a lot of my listings are coming from, because I've been the first 3 years I was extremely buyer heavy.
Got it.
Um, Now those deals are really starting to trade up, so I'm getting a lot more listings through those deals. And obviously, when you have inventory, it just kind of creates that buzz around you. You're getting buyer calls. You're able to create a lot
Yeah.
more traction. And so I am starting to do a lot more listings through people that have turned over from when I started doing deals. And then to me, like again, this business is so volume based, right? It's like one deal is not going to make or break you. So I've never
Right.
been one to be like super concerned again. Like I don't want people to come after me because of all the fee stuff, but I'm not like, if I don't get 2.5% or 5% or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'm not doing this deal,
Yeah.
and so I think to me, that's always like, but I make it very clear that like, hey, I need a referral out of this deal, right? So
Yeah.
I work that aspect super hard. 90+% of my business is strictly referrals.
Okay, so about
Um,
90%, and
yeah,
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother.
yeah.
So what you're putting down is I'm gonna go out there and give you a great deal, right? I'm gonna give
Oh,
you a
well,
great
no,
deal.
not always that. No,
Not
it's
no,
not
okay,
always money focused.
yeah,
But like, for instance, if you do have like I had a buyer that was extremely money conscious, like down to the penny. I knew that money was like his back end motivator. Most people it's not. And I'm
right,
not here to say like it's not all about fee and kicking in fee.
right,
Like
right,
most of the time, that does not come down to that.
yeah.
But if I know somebody, is super money motivated, and I know that a $2,000 credit, right? Because they're worried about, their water heater or something like that, goes a lot further of a way than me spending 2,000 bucks on a mailer, because
Yeah,
like this person already know, likes, and trusts me. And if I
right.
give them that credit, all of a sudden they owe me, right? They become a raving fan of me. And when they're out there in the public, they're saying, oh my God, not only did Trent kill it for me, and like usually, nobody's mentioning that, but it's like they now become a raving fan of your service and your business. And on top of that, they feel like they owe you a solid.
Well, and I think what I heard you say though is you don't just leave it up to them to get that notion in their head. You're literally saying to them, I could really use a referral though. Right?
Totally. Oh yeah,
Yeah. You're
I'm like,
asking
hey,
for the business, right?
yeah, in a
Yeah.
nice way. Yeah.
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 Hmm.
Yeah. Well, give it to me. What's the nice way?
Well,
You
yeah,
help
I'd
me
say
out,
like,
Trent. I need
okay,
I need two
here's
grand on a deal. Oh my gosh, brother. You're gonna go, hey
well, it's
brother.
it's never when they're expecting it, right? So I try to make it proactive in the fact of I'm going through a deal right now where that's why it came to my head. The water heater's like near the end of its useful life. I have a quota like I think it was like about 3 grand to replace it. And I went to and the seller was tapped out. They were
Yeah.
not willing to give us
Can't
any
do it.
credits. There
Right.
was
Yeah.
8 offers on the property. It was
Yeah.
a nightmare, but it's a great deal. I mean, it's a $2 million deal. So, it's a great fee, and I'm happy,
Yeah.
client's happy, but they're really worried about this water heater. So for me, I was like, you know what, dude, don't worry about it. I'm going to pay to replace the water heater post closing, but I'm doing a solid for you. Like, make sure I know your buddies are going to be buying soon. Like, he's right around my age, and he's having his first kid. He's just getting married. I'm like, dude, make sure that when you're out there and you hear someone talking about real estate, like, I don't ask you to like, you don't have to tee me up, with the deal, but just get me in for a call or an interview.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. You
Yeah,
ask for the business.
totally, definitely.
I love it. So 90% of the business is coming in this fashion.
Yeah, and then I'd say so. One of the tips that I wanted to share to anybody that's listening, I've
Yeah,
never
let's
heard
let's
this
go to
one, and
tips. Let's go to
this
advice. Tips. What do you
this
got?
is my grade A tip is I go to the gym every morning, and I like to work out, of course, but like at the same time, I'm there to try and make some sort of connection every day.
Okay.
So at the end of the workout, if I don't talk to somebody, up in the gym or during the workout or whatever, and it's a nice gym, I tried to find a gym that had high quality people there in a nice area. And I go down, I look in, I don't care if it's the sauna or it's the steam room, whatever it is, like wherever there's people sitting in there, and I can strike up a conversation, and I try to generate some sort of lead or real estate conversation every day before 8 a.m. is like my goal. And then that kind of sets the tone for the day, where you already have like one good connection, because it's such an easy topic. Everybody owns a house or wants to own a house or wants to buy an investment property. And so the conversation just flows pretty well typically, unless they really don't want to talk to you. But it's that's the best way I've found to like start my day with high momentum and already feel like you knocked out like a big connection for that day, right? Like if your goal is 3 connections a day, you've gotten one big connection down before 8 a.m.
I love it. I'm writing notes frantically. So So when I do the write up for this, I don't miss anything. But this is really cool because okay, you're getting to the gym every day. Well, it's a good thing to get to the gym every day. Let's start there,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's always helpful,
Yeah.
right?
It's a
To
win-win.
get the exercise in, right? But you're
Mhm.
making it a point to make that experience an experience where you can at least have one connection. I think you said before 8 a.m.
That's the goal.
The goal is to have a meaningful conversation with someone where real estate came into play, right?
Hmm.
Where it could be some type of at least you let someone know that's what you do,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Right at before 8 a.m. in the morning. And this is the
Hmm.
gym, so it's kind of cool because I imagine you're going to see people the same people quite a bit. And they go,
Yep.
it's Trent, realtor guy.
Yep.
Trent, realtor guy. Trent, realtor guy. You know what I mean? Then
Yep.
some days, hey, Trent, man, I got somebody I need you to talk to. Or hey, Trent, I need your help on something. Have you pulled from the
Exactly.
gym? Have you pulled
A
deals?
ton. Yeah, I have two current deals going from there right now, but I heavily immerse myself. I play in the basketball league Monday night. I play in the pickleball league Tuesday night. I do tons like the same spin class every time, right? So, it goes to that sense of like you don't just go one time and deals come, right? But
Yeah.
I've been going to the same gym for 10 years every day.
Yeah.
And so it's like some days
Dude, you're
I'm
the
not saying
mayor
I
of the
work out
gym.
every day, but like,
You're,
everybody pretty much knows what I do, in for the most part.
but here's why. Because you talk to them.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
exactly.
engaging.
Hmm.
Right? You engage. Dude, it's great. This is a great podcast already. I flip and love it already. So you said you had a couple of points of advice. So that was a killer, right?
Hmm.
Any you said you might have one more? A little bit of advice for somebody?
The other one would be, I was thinking about it this morning. I just did a LinkedIn post on it on like, we all know we need to get our faces out there, do social media, do podcasts.
Yeah.
It's weird as heck to take the camera out and put it in front of your face without feeling like lame in a sense, or that people are judging you or this or
Yeah.
that or the other. But what I really started to think about is like, if you're not going to get a paycheck next month, and I told you like, hey, take your camera out, put it to your face and say, hey, come check out this 3-bed, 2-bath killer house here in San Diego. And one person messages you, and even if you don't even have a client for it, like you just went to a vacant open house or a vacant property to show it to your social media sphere.
Makes a lot of sense.
Um,
Yeah. It's not even your
yeah,
listing. Go to a
yeah,
vacant
exactly.
house.
Yeah, or if you get there 10 minutes before your buyer gets there and
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
chilling, you opened everything up, it's like
Yeah.
take the camera out, take a little video, and like again, I know that's a very generic tip, but like the way I've been thinking about it recently to do it more and more is like these are free ways to generate great conversations and connections. And it was funny, like I posted this on LinkedIn this morning. I'm doing this podcast now, and a friend of mine has this podcast called the Cash Flow Podcast. And he texted me right after, and he's like, "Hey, love that you're diving deeper into social media. Do you want to come hop on?" And I was like, "I'd love to."
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Exactly. People
Yeah.
get to see you in like a more longer form content
Yeah.
and be like, "Do I relate to this person or not? Like,
Yeah.
do I like what he has to say and his work ethic, whatever."
Well, I got to say, so far, you are a very relatable person, brother.
I
So far, so
appreciate it.
good. Yeah, you're very, very cool, and I love the way you're doing this. Okay, so hey, let's wrap this. Let's bring this baby home. Okay,
Let's do
this is
it.
the real side of real estate, right? You've been doing this 5 years, 33 deals in the last 12 months. You probably come across some deals that are kind of like, what in the heck is going on here? Right?
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
is weird, or didn't see that coming. You got one that you
Totally.
can share. We love to hear these stories because there's often a lesson behind them, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know
can
if
you think
there's
of one that's a good one?
yeah, I got two. I'll be super quick on them, but I don't know if there's a lesson behind them. But yeah, I had a deal duplex down in like Mission Hills a couple months ago, and I was representing a friend of mine's mom, and we get there a little early, and it was a fixer. They were gonna add an ADU on the back and fix it all up, turn it into an Airbnb. And doors jammed shut, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like, I got the key. I'm calling the
So you're
listing
you're trying
agent.
to show it to him for the first time. You're at the.
No, this was right before the inspection actually.
Oh,
So, but we
okay,
showed up early and we were just kind of checking some things out, and it had been only like we were there 2 days before. So,
okay,
I'm like
all right.
wondering why the doors
The door
jammed,
worked
and
perfect before. Now we're here.
yeah,
Like,
door
what's going
worked
on?
perfect. Windows are now like covered, and now I'm starting to think like something's up. I'm a little scared walking around the side door, and yeah, these guys are shooting up in the bathroom of the
No.
house. Yeah,
Shut
windows
up.
shut, and a group of like 8 guys. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And it was
Shooting
like
up
shooting up. Yeah.
in the
In the
bathroom.
bathroom, stuff everywhere. The houses, they have crap everywhere, like shopping carts full of
2
shit.
days ago,
Yeah.
everything's cool.
Everything's cool.
What happened? What'd you do? Would you call the cops?
Well,
What do you,
well, yeah, call the cops first and foremost. They got
yeah.
it in, and we're actually able to leverage that scenario pretty darn well
Hmm.
to get the buyer a super healthy credit, which ended up, working out. So I guess there was a little bit of a moral of the story. Sometimes, figure out how to turn a bad scenario into a win for you.
That's true. That is good, right? So
Hmm.
wow. Okay. Yeah. So wow. Okay, that's a good one. You said you had one more?
Yeah, this is just one that
Okay. What
always,
what
I just die laughing. Is like, I picked up this really high-end client in Del Mar. We're cruising around, just older single lady, and she's like asking me if I can find her a guy that can basically be like her boy toy in a sense. And I'm like, what
Well,
the
you
hell
are a
is
broker
going
in
on?
a sense,
Yeah,
Trent. You know
yeah.
what I
What
mean? We're
yeah.
just brokering property here. You know,
But
I'd
yeah,
like the house, and if you can find me the boy toy, that would
yeah.
be great too.
Exactly. I was like, this can't be real. Like, this feels out of a freaking movie or something.
Well, hey, I give her credit. I mean, you don't know unless what?
Yeah, you
You
ask.
ask,
Gotta ask
right?
for the
You
business.
ask. You never know. You never
Yeah.
know. That's great.
Never know.
Trent Cady, boy toy broker. So.
Yeah, find me on OnlyFans.
Oh, Trent. Great stuff. Congratulations on your success. Thanks for the stories. Thanks for the tips, the advice. Really, really good. I love the gym thing. That great, man. You've been doing it for 10 years. You own that place now. Have extracted plenty of business out of there. Very,
Hmm.
very wise. Getting a meaningful conversation before 8 a.m. every morning. I love it. Right. Super cool. Man, you're just killing it, bro. And there's only going to be better things for you down the road. I'm going to be staying in touch with you, staying tuned in to see what happens. But Trent, if somebody has somebody that needs help in your San Diego or North County area, they
Yeah.
want to connect with you, an agent,
Hmm.
right? Has
Yep.
someone, or who knows, even if it's just somebody who knows somebody in that area and they saw this.
Totally.
Um, the best way to get to use the phone number?
Yeah. Shoot me a call or text me, email me. But yeah, my cell is the best way to get in touch with me
What's
for
that? Give us
sure.
that number just to make sure I got it right.
619-993-1816.
Okay, got it. And this is on YouTube, so if you're watching us on YouTube, in the description right down below, Trent's phone number is there.
Awesome.
So, Trent, Cady, thanks so much, man. That was really fun. That was
Totally.
really
Yeah, no, I
cool.
appreciate you having me on. It's been I was caught off guard when you gave me a call and you were like, "Hey, I noticed that you're doing some good business and you want to hop on," and I just I felt honored. So I appreciate the call.
Well, and it's an honor to talk to you, and you are doing really well. Those are great numbers, man, for anybody. You know as well as I do. There's a lot of peeps out there that are, they're crying. They're saying, "I don't have anything." There's
Yeah.
quote unquote, there's no business out there. Doesn't appear to be true in your world, right? Not
Yeah,
not
I
in
mean,
Trent Cady's world.
to me, I mean, like, I know we didn't touch, like, there's so many other avenues, obviously, but I mean, like, if you're just doing even 2 open houses a week, right?
Mm,
Like, and you can generate, if 10 people come through and you could get one buyer, I mean, that is such, these people, it's so easy, it's like, these people are walking in, they're interested in real estate, right?
true.
It's
Open
like,
houses are great.
they're
Yeah.
awesome. So I
Yeah.
mean, like, if you just supplementing all your business all those different ways is like,
Yeah.
how if you're working hard 7 days a week, how can you not get deals?
Yeah, I love it. Good stuff, Trent Cady. All right, thanks, Trent. Really appreciate you, man. Maybe we'll get you back here. Maybe
Yeah,
get you back here again. Don't go away. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, but don't go away because I want to chat with you real quick. So, for those of
cool.
you watching the Behind the Agent podcast, thanks for tuning in so much. Really appreciate it. Do us a favor, subscribe, leave us a comment, forward, share, blah blah blah. We'll catch you here next time on Behind the Agent with me, your host Frank Gray. We'll see you guys later.